Does any of you think that already we are self-sufficient? We are getting whatever we want, and already all our needs are taken care of. If you are thinking like that, then it's fine, it's okay. But beyond you, there is a world which needs support. You agree with me? Do you have those resources to support those people? And what way do you support? Any idea? With money, with prayers? If you are thinking in that term, how to support people, then you have to have more, right? You have a bigger purpose, so you have to have more. So think about it, and whether or not it is possible for you to create those, keep working on it. Just yesterday, I was one of my friends. She is looking to scale up. She is looking to get better, go to the next level, and awesome. And she is getting lot of opportunities from the universe. You can see, and she enjoyed, right? So no harm in getting more opportunities than you have right now, because you are the blessed one. So keeping that in mind, let us read our book, Ultra Abundance, welcoming the law of attraction into your life. All the time, the you will not have, actually what I believe in my life, 30% of work I do, rest 70% of work or achievements or goals, that is taken care of. And it happens only if I do the 30% of my own contribution. That is the fees one needs to pay to attract the 70% of time. So what is your choice? You are left with nothing but to contribute that 30%. Keeping that 30% in mind, you have to be in a very positive mindset so that you can attract the law of attraction. Because what are you feeling? That is not tangible, that is not measurable. So it is beyond, right? So many of my mentors and colleagues and fellow travelers get confused with me being bouncy about my fancy goals. But here I want to encourage you with things that seems to be impossible. It is impossible because you are not there yet, but it is very possible for the person who is there or nearing that goal. Because so many people, successful people, are there in that version, they are achieving a lot. And give me a single reason why you cannot become that person. There is no reason. If no, if you cannot become a Elon Musk, you can become somebody else, maybe Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. Not all of them are same. They are different geniuses. So discover your own genius. You are definitely born with one. And work towards that, work on that, and work through that, work with that. And let us read the ultra abundance story. Whenever we want to change something about our lives, we look to others for a solution. What if you were empowered to alter your course and, in effect, be your own genie in a bottle, with the ability to manifest every dream you have from this point on? Throughout our history, scientists have created laws that apply to our universe. The law of gravity, for instance, in which we finally discovered what makes an apple fall to the ground from the branch of a tree. There is another law that can help you achieve your goals, quench your desire, and fulfill your dreams, and it won't cost you a penny. It is called the law of attraction, and it is rooted in the belief that you can whatever you want through your thought processes. The law of attraction is more than an idea. It has strong roots in quantum physics. When Dr. Stephen Hawking searches for the black hole and other infinite qualities of the universe, he is also looking for the connection that ties it all together. As motivated as Dr. Hawking is to unravel the connections between energy and matter, he has yet to find the grand unification theory. When you consider how this brilliant man works tirelessly with extreme physical disabilities, you can see that he's actually putting the law of attraction into work. Whether or not he acknowledges the power of attraction, he is highly focused and positive about what he wants the universe to reveal to him. Perhaps he has already experienced the grand unification theory, but doesn't see it because it is not part of a mathematical equation. Can you see attraction? No, you cannot. Yet you know it is there. You can feel it when you are intensely attracted to an idea or a person. Attraction is a force that rides on energy. Our physical world may seem solid to the eye, yet it's a flow of energy. Albert Einstein turned the scientific world on edge in 1905 with a simple, powerful equation E equal to mc square. In this equation, Einstein told the scientific community what possibility thinkers in the philosophical community already knew that everything is made of energy, of course. Once you accept the flow of energy in all things, then you begin to see how the law of attraction works. By tapping into the positive energy of the universe, you can transform the energy. You don't have to be a scientist or a physicist or even understand the complex concepts of quantum physics. All you need to know is that everything is energy, which you can transform by the power of your mind. Since energy is constantly in motion, then it can be redirected. You don't have to stand there waiting for something good to happen in your life, relationships, or career. The law of attraction and quantum physics merge in one very important belief. We are responsible for the creation of the universe. In your corner of the world, that means you can break out of old behavior patterns, a series of dead end jobs, or negative views of yourself. You can be what you believe you can be. When you take hold of the concept and start to act on it, then you begin to see how the energy in your life moves towards a new positive success oriented direction. Energy and reality are one. Imagine what you can achieve if you convert your worn-out negative thinking to positive thinking. Suddenly, you attract a different type of energy. The energy that surrounds you is full of promise and you are ready to receive it. You discover the real meaning of possibility thinking because you are living in the flow of positive energy where anything is possible, even predictable, when you apply the law of attraction to your life. How the law of attraction will alter your life course. Living within the law of attraction is definitely going to take you off the course. You were headed down before you found the secrets of the ages. What is so amazing is that you find no more use of the for the stuff that you once thought was necessary. You often hear how a person received more things like a car, house, vacation, or financial security. That is just the icing on the cake. With the law of attraction, what you lose can be the best part. Lose? You thought the law of attraction was just about gaining. It is. That is why you have to lose to make it work. Once you understand the simple steps of ask, believe, and receive, and you see the result, you realize that you can't follow this course by hanging on to old things hindering your success. You begin to see what you need to leave behind. Now that you have moved from a job to a career, you are excited about learning everything you need to know to move forward in your career. When you aren't working or relaxing at home, you are spending time with people who share your mindset. These people enjoy healthy activities like sports or yoga. As you look around, you realize that you have no time or interest in hanging around the old crying in their beer crowd. And you don't come home frustrated, collapsing on the sofa with a quart of ice cream or a bottle of cheap wine. Almost without effort, this changes in how you see yourself and how you invest your life energy has brought about other transformations. You have lost weight, reduced dangerously high cholesterol levels because more agile and the stress lines on your face have smoothed out. You are maximizing the positive about yourself and you like what you see. No wonder you are attracting into your circle of friends people who value positive energy just as you do. After those tentative beginnings, when you prove the law of attraction really works, then you become bolder in taking charge of your life. As much as you explain this to people from your old life, some will not shed their shackles for the freedom you have found. A few will, and they may travel new roads with you, or they may go on other roads to find their dreams. Either way, you have given back to the positive energy in the universe by sharing this wonderful concept. Each time you put the law of attraction into action, you see how what you receive has a trickle down effect. You ask for a townhouse in the city closer to your job, even though prices are high and finding a good place is difficult. That is okay because you are specific in your request and believe that the townhouse is already yours. You are merely waiting for the universe to reveal the address of your new abode. When you receive it, you share this with your real estate agent. What you didn't know is that your agent was depressed and worried about finances until you showed her how to apply the law of attraction. Now, her life is turned around and she has more free time. Months later, when she is offered a major planned community development project, she brings you in as a design consultant. Positive energy attracts more positive energy, and that will definitely alter your course in life. Use the LOA to clean up your friends list. If you think the law of attraction is only about material things, then you have missed the best part. The greatest treasures of your life can be in the people that surround you far more than in things that you process. Even if you have large address book and can summon 50 people to a party in an hour, that doesn't mean that you have the right people in your life. It just means that you have many people in your world. Yet, it is possible to be lonely in a crowd. Once you begin practicing the law of attraction, you start to see your world differently. You also learn how to see yourself in a new light. As you become in tune with the world instead of battling against it, you discover the immense power of positive energy. That is where you start to hear what you've never heard before in your circle of friends. Your home takes on the positive energy you invite into it so that you attract what not just your goals and desires. So, do you think, so while we are reading this book, do you think that this has happened to you? I have become very lonely in a group of people. And when I communicate, I cannot relate to anybody. That doesn't mean that I have a higher value or separate value. It is just that the way I'm thinking and the level I'm resonating or vibrating is a bit different. And I belong to another section. I don't resonate with those people. They are perfectly all right in their circle, in their thinking, their thought process, their success. But the way I'm thinking, sometimes I also get confused whether I'm being jealous of their success. No, I can ask them for the solution, but I know it is not going to come from them. Why? Because the way I think has become very different than those people think. So without having anything in mind, just I have moved on. Suddenly, the sarcasm you used to laugh at begins to feel uncomfortable. You thought that friend was funny and edgy, but now you feel a conflict as his negative energy clashes with your positive energy. Another friend calls regularly to dump her problems on you. You have patiently listened and offered advice, but she makes the same bad judgments over and over. You even try to introduce her to law of attraction, but she has a dozen excuses as to why it won't work for her. Finally, you see that she doesn't want to change. You can feel badly for her, but you need to cancel your reservation at, at her pity parties. Her negative energy is draining your positive energy, and neither of you benefits. Those are just a few realizations you begin to have about people in your friend circle. Some will notice the difference in you and want to know how to find the peace, prosperity, and maturity that you found in the law of attraction. Others will feel like you left them behind and want you to go back to your old self. If you have ever dieted before, it is like those friends who take you out to throw temptation at you to see if you will indulge in junk food so they can feel okay with how they are eating. Eventually, you have to make a choice. Turn your back on what you know is the truth or mix with the old negative crowd. That is when you have to prune your friend list. As harsh as this sounds, it really isn't. In nature, trees are pruned at key points in order to make the tree blossom and grow stronger branches. Without pruning, the branches grow wild, are poorly supported, and threaten the health of the entire tree. The same is true in your life. As you transform yourself to maximum positive energy, you just can't go back to the old negative ways. You have to prune your connections to pessimistic, angry, and parasitic people from your inner circle of friends. You can be gracious to them in public without bringing their negative energy into your home or spending time with them. Instead, draw into your inner circle those people whose goals and desires are similar to yours. If none of your current group of friends fits the definition, then you turn again to the law of attraction to bring the right people into your circle while drawing you into circles of those who practice what you believe. How can I apply the law of attraction? The law of attraction is limited only by your imagination. You will find books how to apply the law of attraction to career, education, dating, smoking cessations, or other specific. Never think for a minute that what you see in writing are the only options. If you can dream it, you do it with the law of attraction as your guiding principle. Without a doubt, the law of attraction is personal. You can claim this approach to bring whatever you want or need into your life. You can't order it like fries at a drive-through without thought and expect it to just happen for you. The law of attraction requires an investment of your beliefs. There is just no other way to make it work. When you talk about beliefs, many people tie that to their upbringing as a Jew, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, or other religion. Beliefs certainly have a spiritual link. Early Hindu writings are said by many to be an early inspiration for the law of attraction. Some groups within Christianity denounce the law of attraction as being an opposition to their beliefs. Yet, an early writer on the law of attraction, James Allen, titled his 1902 books as A Man Thinketh. This title is a portion of a Bible verse which states, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The old English use of thinketh is today just thinks, yet the sentiment still makes sense. It is about who you are at the heart level, who you are inside. Where some Christians part company with the law of attraction is in the belief that they can have what they want by using positive energy thinking. It's pushing prayer by the wayside. Dr. Norman Vincent Pale whose distinguished 52-year career pestering Marble Collegiate Church of Manhattan, was even better known as the author of The Power of Positive Thinking. His positive thinking is very much in line with the law of attraction by applying repetition of positive affirmations, eliminating negative thinking, and applying this to every aspect of life. Dr. Pale saw no conflict with God in this approach because he felt that he could tap into God's power to use for our needs. Regardless of your religious affiliation, you can apply the law of attraction in your life as long as you merge these concepts. Some people use the law of attraction to lose weight. So let us talk about one specific area of your life that you can change using the law of attraction, your weight. Making positive eating choices with the LOA. The law of attraction can bring abundance into every aspect of your life. What if having too much is your problem? For people who are overweight, too much of a good thing became excess pounds. That puts the entire body out of balance and sets you up for many negative health consequences. So you try yet another diet, fail, get disgusted, and eat more. It is a cycle of defeat that usually leads to gaining back more pounds than you lost. The medical experts call it yo-yo dieting. It is often more about negativity in your life than about food. If you are tired of buying diet books, going to meetings, measuring food, and feeling deprived, then stop it. You already know it doesn't work. Turn your attention back to yourself, not what you eat or when you eat it. Food is a measure of abundance or lack. Food is among the most basic human needs for survival. It is also a measure of wealth and success. Whether you dine at the best restaurant in town or hit the drive-in for burgers and fries, food is available. Over time, you fall into the trap of living to eat instead of eating to live. Si- Since the law of attraction is about abundance, how can it help with weight loss? Simple. The law of attraction brings into your life what you need rather than more of what you don't need. It is if food is a substitute for love, attention, or self acceptance, then you are only filling yourself with the wrong things. Chocolate and chips don't have the power to satisfy longings of the heart. That is where the law of attraction is ideal for people who want and need to lose weight for health. First, create a detailed visualization of a trim and healthy you. Don't put a number on this. And don't say skinny or spout of a certain clothing size. Allow the universe to work with you to bring you to the ideal weight for the optimal health. See yourself wearing attractive clothing and feeling good about dressing up for special events instead of making excuses not to attend. Contemplate feeling good inside your own body. From those images, create positive affirmations to use daily, such as I easily make food choices and nourish my body. That is far easier to reinforce than the usual dieter's lament I won't eat sweets today. Your mind responds to positive just as the universe resonates best from positive energy. By using the law of attraction, you don't need to restrict any food. Your positive affirmations change your beliefs about food so that you naturally make good choices, which include eating things you want without gorging on them. Over time, you can have a taste of chocolate without allowing it to control you. In fact, your body becomes so attuned to feeling good and working so well that the desire for the harmful food simply dissipates and you no longer feel out of control for the wrong foods. You find that food lacks power over you as you allow the universe to feed your soul with energy and insight so that positive choices are the only foods you enjoy in abundance. With food comes exercise when you are trying to usher in a healthier new you. How the LOA can help you move. The law of attraction taps into the positive action oriented forces of the universe. It just makes sense that the positive energy can be used to enhance or to kick start a workout program. For many people, exercise is a mean to an end, a tight toned body. Yet, they don't really enjoy the process of making that change a reality. The law of attraction isn't going to rid your body of cellulite overnight. What it can do is to dramatically change how you can handle your workout. Professional athletes know the secret of mental rehearsal. Whether on the golf course or waiting in the airport, a golfer can practice putting successfully. In fact, many athletes see their entire tennis game or shots in their visualization. Before actually starting the event, they use visualization, a movie created in your mind's eye, to experience the game before it begins. They feel each movement and rehearse how to respond to the opponent. As a result, by the time they begin the game, they have won in their rehearsal. You can use that same mental rehearsal while you drive to the gym. Another important part of your workout is positive affirmations. You need reps of those as much as the reps of weightlifting. Begin your workout with an affirmation such as exercise brings out the best in my body, or with each movement I improve my body and reach toward optimal fitness. Remember, it is about fitness, not naming the number of weight or distance in miles that you run. When you focus on those things, you miss the big picture. The universe wants to support your fitness desire, not make you the envy of the local gym rats. If you keep records of your running miles or weightlifting, add a gratitude statement. Each time you work out, you need to show appreciation for your body's ability to move, stretch, run, or otherwise improve your body. If you had a great workout or reached a new personal best, take time to write your thankfulness. Even if your workout was a disaster, you can add thanks that you made the effort. When your mind will be clear so that you don't carry negativity into your next workout. For some people, exercise is work, not workout. They do it grudgingly to help their body, yet miss the important positive energy that movement can release. Apply the law of attraction to lead you to a type of workout that you can really enjoy. You can also ask to find a group activity that will put you around like minded people who can reinforce yourself, your resolve for a good health. Perhaps the reason you haven't fallen in love with exercise that you are stubbornly doing the type of workout that you don't like. So, what if you brought a treadmill and want to get your money's worth? Sell it or give it away to someone who wants that kind of workout if you find it is not for you. Release the ownership of this equipment and allow the universe to bring into your life the ideal type of workout and the motivation to stay with it. Health isn't the only thing you can improve in your life using the law of attraction. You can declutter many areas of your life and welcome in the right kind of career, love, friendship, and success that makes you happiest. Decluttering your life is the law of attraction. If you want the law of attraction to bring your heart's desires into your life, there has to be room to receive it. It is a scientific reality that two objects cannot occupy the same place at the same time. The universe is orderly and never contradicts its essential principles. That is why you can work yourself into a frenzy trying to attract a new car, yet your garage is so packed with junk that you couldn't put a tiny matchbox in there. How can the universe give you something when you have no space for it? Clutter that blocks the positive energy of the universe isn't just found in tangible items. The most stubborn clutter is found in the ways we fill our lives with meaningless activity, negative people, and wasted time. Cleaning out the garage takes a few hours, while cleaning away the emotional clutter in your life takes more effort to complete. Clutter of any type blocks or interrupts the flow of positive energy. Some people who think the law of attraction does not work are actually blocking the power with their emotional clutter. It is as if the universe is sending your desire by express delivery only to hit a door that won't open to complete the delivery process. You feel like your desires were not met, yet the answer is waiting for you to make room in your life to receive. Your desires and goals need a place where they can manifest fully and not be limited. Be honest. Where is the emotional clutter in your life? If you are worried about money, the problem may not be with your salary, but with your attitudes about money. You see, buying as a way to fill emotional gaps or to prove your success to others or to yourself. So you spend more than you make and want the universe to help pay your bills. That won't happen. You have to clear away the negative beliefs about money and what it means to you. When you can ever see abundance as something more than a checkbook entry, then you open the potential to receive from the universe. If you are constantly late on payments, the universe will not expend time to cover your deadline. Look at how you approach your day. When you take on too much because you are afraid to say no, you surround yourself with negative energy. Or you may be late because you really don't want to do something. So your subconscious acts on your reluctance. You need to schedule quiet time to contemplate and reduce your activities. As you clear away clutter, both emotional clutter and tangible junk, you make room to attract more valuable things into your life. The value you receive isn't always in money, but in life's satisfaction. Reclaim the back porch from being a storage area to a quiet, comfortable place to relax and meditate. Then you may find that porch becomes a sea of beautiful African ballads as the universe gives you a new interest in flowers. Stop the long commute to work at a stressful job and take a position with less pay nearer to your home and watch what happens. You have space in your life to attract a new mate, spend time with your children, volunteer a turn or turn a hobby into a full time job. Start clearing space to receive. So, now what do I clear so that I can receive more? Because right now, am I cluttering? Am I cluttering my space? No, I am doing exactly what is required. The only thing is the work that I am doing, it doesn't come with a lot of appreciation. It comes with jealousy. People are competing against nothing. So that makes sometimes the life to be a little jerky. But what purpose it is solving? Everything in life has a purpose. So is it serving me in becoming more active in things that I love, more systematic, not dependent on anybody as to what work I do. I am creating independence for myself, freedom for myself, more constructive work will make me the consultant, the expert that I always wanted to become. So Thank you, universe. So as soon as you receive an insight that you are having good time, it is gratitude that should follow. So I'm grateful for the universe for all the abundance that it has given me. And I'm heading towards more and adding more abundance and more people and more global insight into the scheme of things that I have. Now, the law of attraction can work in sync with your spirituality too. So, sync is the word that I was looking for. Spirituality is all about syncing yourself with the universal vibration. So it has come to me as a word. It's a pretty word. It's a beautiful word. So let us see. The law of attraction scares some religious people. They think of it as looking for a divine Santa Claus or an excuse for wanting more. Those are both wrong impressions. The historical roots of the law of attraction are distinctly spiritual. Early Hindu writings are claimed to be the first written evidence of the law of attraction. Since so much is handed down by oral tradition, the actual concept of attraction likely began well before the first written evidence. These ideas were used, ignored, and rediscovered over and over. Whether you believe in God or some other name for a supreme being, there are forces at work around us that make amazing things possible. Miracles, signs, and wonders are just some of the spiritually oriented words we use when the impossible becomes possible. Clearly, the power exists for miracles and other amazing occurrences. Since it is there, we need to ask in order to meet our needs. That is another Christian concept. As the Bible reminds believers to ask and you shall receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you. At the time of asking, seeking, and knocking, you don't have what you need. To ask, seek, or knock means that you believe what you need exists and you have claimed your right to ask for and receive what you need. So, what do I need? I need a multi-billion dollar enterprise so that I can work faster. And even though I lose money sometimes working for people, it doesn't matter. It is an investment. And no, nobody will criticize me. Nobody will criticize me of investing in failure. People will try, innovate, succeed or fail. They will learn from it and they will be braver and they will be going for abundance. We need to protect this planet from becoming a hot glue. So this is and I want people to be happy. I want people to be happy. I want everybody to be as happy as me. And it is given to me, and this is my right, and it is coming. Will it come tomorrow? It has to come tomorrow, sometime. Can I recognize it? Yes. Today night, while I am sleeping, I will evolve to that person. I am evolving to that person to recognize the opportunity. It should not come with a risk taking. It will come as a blessing. It will be given to me on a platter. And it will arrange itself around me and it just will wait for my yes or no. It will be apparent there is no risk. Some believers who see God as the source of all things in the universe can apply these approaches to attracting what they need because there is a link to making those requests in the Bible. Others who believe that the universe contains God and all things will make similar approaches to attract what they need based on the law of attraction principles. The essential concepts are similar with emphasis on positive thinking and rejecting negative thinking. If you attempt to use the energy of the universe to produce things, yet deny the power of attraction in your heart, then you satisfy neither the universe nor the supreme being you claim to profess. You have to bring together your spiritual belief with your expanded understanding about energy and life force within this present reality. Many people who practice the law of attraction are deeply spiritual in all aspects of their life. If you seek greater spiritual awakening, you can attract that into your life using the same three steps: ask, believe, and receive. In fact, this process is so rightly related to spirituality that you will wonder what took you so long to use this to energize your spiritual connections. Adopting a childlike view of the world. Children are in tune with their world in ways that adults miss. Have you ever thought about how much easier things seemed when you were a child? Logically, that doesn't make sense. After all, children have fewer skills, freedom, and choices than adults have. Yet, in an intuitive sense, it totally makes sense. Children have a wonder about their world and willingness to be aware of all that is around them. For a child, the world has endless possibilities. The law of attraction isn't a theory that children can explain, but it is certainly one that naturally understand. Go back to that classic movie, Miracle on 34th Street. The little girl's belief that she and her mother would have a home was so strong, she even described the house. She had a picture of it. In fact, her mother was quick to give reason why it was not possible. The little girl asked the department store Santa for help, yet she already had claimed the vision of her home before she verbalized it. Needless to say, she got the house and was the only one not surprised by it. This little girl was simply practicing the law of attraction. She knew the house existed and refused to be shaken in her belief that the universe could provide the house for her, even if the universe was represented by a jolly old soul in a red velvet outfit. How often do adults dismiss a child's belief in what is not yet seen as just a fantasy? Perhaps we need to see the universal value in their childlike view. The law of attraction is alive, well, and working just fine if we allow it space to work. As adults, we are quick to place conditions on our desires. I believe that the ideal job with better salary is waiting for me. If I am in the right place at the right time, how quick we are to place limits or maybe escape clauses in case it doesn't work. A child would say, Daddy is going to a great new job with lots more money and we can get a new car now. The child doesn't put a time limit or escape clause on the belief. In fact, the child's belief is so strong that she thinks the family needs to start car shopping because daddy's new job is on the way. Look at how the child's belief opens a direct connection with the universe to receive. More an adult to reconnect with a childlike worldview isn't the same as acting childish or immature. The child's ability to trust in what is neither seen or heard or having the potential to become real is actually quite mature in the context of the law of attraction. Adults have to make an effort to position themselves to receive from the universe. Children remain open at any time to receive both unexpected gifts as well as those things that have been named and believed to be on the way. What comes naturally to children takes practice for adults. Developing a childlike worldview is to wake up every morning and fully open-minded about what the universe may bring into your world, whether it's people, places, money, or new opportunities. See it all with childlike wonder, and you will never again miss the simple treasures that could be yours. Why doesn't the law of attraction work for everyone? As soon as you say that, you practice the law of attraction. You will hear the detractors coming at you. I tried it for 2 months and got nothing. Yeah, I won a vacation in a contest, but the taxes were huge. Who can be positive all the time? That is just foolishness. That is what you will hear from people who claim to be law of attraction dropouts. The fact is, they never really dropped in. They heard or read something about the law of attraction, but they didn't really practice it. No wonder that they didn't get the result they wanted. The law of attraction works. What doesn't work is a half hearted attempt to use it like a catalog ordering for. It is not a blab it and grab it concept. If it were magic, then you could call out what you want, wave a magic wand, and it would appear. The law of attraction is not magic, it is energy. Energy can be redirected, but that takes focus and effort. The law of attraction does nothing for cynics who hold out their hand while snarling at the process. Let us say a person decides to test this proclaim. I want to see a Ferrari in my garage tomorrow. That person did not sincerely ask, is not sure if he believes in this, but would gladly receive if it happens. The next day, he sees his dented old truck in the garage and says, see, that didn't work at all. Of course, the law of attraction didn't work because it was not applied properly. What if you have a sincere desire to learn the law of attraction and still don't see results? Look around at what has come into your life. Did you ask for tranquility only to lose your high pressure job? After losing that job, you found the courage to walk away from the corporate world and take a lesser paying job in an art museum. In order to bring tranquility into your life, you have to lose first before you win because energy is fluid. You have to get out of the negative, stressful path in order to receive the tranquility you desire or a positive, calming career path. Belief is the center point on which the law of attraction balances. The universe holds endless opportunities. Whether or not you believe you are worthy of them, if you don't believe, the opportunities will not invade your life. It is only when you believe that you can have a new opportunity and you deserve that opportunity do you actually put yourself in a position to receive it. Putting yourself in a position to receive takes time and effort that is sometimes ignored and never engaged. If the ideal mate for you is in Atlanta and you are not confident enough about your abilities to accept the transfer to the Atlanta office, then you are not in a position to meet that person. Your energies may connect in a future time and place when you really focus on it. But look at the time you waste by missing the opportunity. The law of attraction is part of an orderly universe that at times must set up the circumstances by delaying one opportunity until you are in a position to receive. That is not a denial, that is an orderly transition. Over the centuries, possibility thinkers have added to the ways that you can tap into the energy of the universe for what you want or need. These are more than techniques. They are proven methods that you can practice and refine as you choose. The key is separating the right motivation from the wrong ones. The wrong motivation is to become something that you are not and think that people will be fooled. That can be done with deceit and acting. But a motive so negative is in complete opposition to the law of attraction. The right motivation for applying the law of attraction is to become the best person you can be by fully exercising your potential. There are some ways you can support the right motivation. Personal coaching is ideal for connecting with another positive thinker. Your coach can show you other techniques to use in practicing the law of attraction. You may also need a personal coach to help you make the transition into new opportunities that opened up for you because you attracted them into your life. Positive affirmation, a tool to help you wield the power of the LOA. Positive affirmations are daily statements that align energy by focusing your thought power in positive direction. Turn your self-talk into support for your beliefs. You are rewriting your internal programming to override the negative, harmful thoughts with life-sustaining, forward-moving affirmations. Positive affirmation may start as part of your daily to-do list, only to become as vital to you as the air that you breathe. Positive thinkers are not weird, weird Pollyanna who are blind to the real world and its problems. Positive thinkers are fully aware of the good and the bad around them, yet they make a conscious choice to focus on what is good. This is more than a choice, it's protective in mind, body, and spirit. The mind is constantly bombarded by words, images, thoughts, impressions, and fearful reactions. As the supercomputer command center, the mind must deal with all of this input and make sense of it. When the mind is overwhelmed with negative thoughts, the body and spirit are compromised. Medical science has countless studies showing that persistent negativity is harmful to the immune system, nervous system, and your overall health. Negative people are more prone to high blood pressure, heart attacks, and immune system disorders. Not only is the body affected, but the spirit is also better. When the spirit takes on the negativity, there is no comfort in connecting with religion or other sources of spiritual support. Constant negative input over time pulls you away from your spiritual source since it feels as if even a divine power can't or won't help you. It is a slippery slope from constant negativity to major depression, where you believe that you are helpless and hopeless. The way to avoid that terrible image of living a compromised life is to take on the world from a positive perspective. Psychologists teach a technique called reframing. If you have a wonderful painting that begins to look shabby because of the old splintered frame, then change it. Place the painting inside a new frame and instantly the picture looks brighter and more valuable. That is a metaphor for reframing response to situations. You cannot control the situation, but you can control your response to it. Let us say a co-worker makes an error on a team report that you discover and have to stay late to fix. You can replay the scene in your mind, getting madder and more frustrated each time, which raises your blood pressure and makes you prone to making a mistake. Or you can say, I was angry at her, now that is over, and my attention is on the report. You can even extend the reframing to say, she is unhappy person who doesn't pay attention to her work. But that doesn't have to change how I handle my work. You can focus on the negative, her attitude, her mistake, your anger. Or you can let it go and reframe your focus to what you want it to be. She can only play on your negativity if you don't allow her to do. Parents and preschool teachers are advised to catch a child doing the right thing and praise the action. You can do the same for yourself. Catch yourself feeling negative, then turning it around. Remember to praise yourself or give yourself a reward for making the positive choice. What you don't see is that your mind, body, and spirit are cheering you on because you have found the power of positive thinking. Positive thinking generates power, while negative thinking drains power. Which do you want in your life? Visualization techniques to help you embrace the LOA. Visualization is what Dr. Maxwell Maltz, author of Cybernetics, called theater of the mind. The more vividly you see yourself in the new career, bigger home, more energetic body, or a happy relationship, the more you support the belief that this is meant to be yours and it is on the way to you. Another use of visualization is as a mental rehearsal to determine if it is really what you want before you ask for it. Get moving from where you are to where you want to be. Einstein's theory showed that everything is energy and energy is in constant motion. You will have a hard time changing the flow of energy into your life when you are sitting still. If you want to move forward in your life, keep moving forward toward your goal every day. A stubborn person always insists that you show. That is like in most adults who have difficulty believing something until they see it or themselves. There is another phrase you hear frequently when you talk about making changes or going for a better job. I'll believe it when I see it. The fact is, we are socially programmed, and that is what we see is reality. After a while, we start to think what we see is the only reality, the only possibility, and that is not accurate. If you desperately need a new car and look out in your driveway, what do you see? You see the old rust bucket sedan that your grandmother gave to you after she drove it for 30 years. You aren't being greedy in wanting a new car. You can no longer afford the repair bills on the old one. You need a decent looking car so you can apply for a sales position and have dependable transportation to go to client appointments. As you prepare to receive your new car by applying the law of attraction, you are ready to visualize this gift. This is not daydreaming, that is stand-up music. Visualization is a targeted and detailed way to prepare you to receive what you need. Begin each day by seeing in your mind a movie of how you start the day. See yourself walking outside. Pause and smile at the image of your new car. Here is where you must insert an actual new car image. To make the visualization effective, see yourself opening the door of a four-door midnight blue SUV with leather seats, chrome wheels, cruise control, CD player, and tinted windows. In order to make this image clear, look online or in the showroom at new cars until you spot the exact car that you want. After you make a choice, get a photo of that car and use this image in your visualization. See yourself driving to work, to lunch, shopping, and back home. Feel the sense of pride at your new car and enjoyment at how well it drives. During the day, you can reinforce images of being a new car owner in your mind. So here, I visualize a multi-billion dollar business. So what I visualize is each time I put out $1 billion, it comes back being multi-billion dollars. And what do I do with this multi-billion dollars now? I invest in making researches of using the sea as the farming ground. So we will do what? We will create acres and acres of um, cultivable land in the sea. How do we do that with such waves coming in? So that is the research we'll put in, and we will use the water area, water bodies to create such kind of uh, things. Or underwater, we can also have these farming grounds which doesn't require this sunlight like this, but it will grow such kind of food under the water. So even the waves are there. So how do we hold those creations uh, to our control? It will. So these are again research. So it is a huge research thing to create better living space across the world without destroying the planet, because there is limited space. That is why we are venturing into the areas of other animals and we are killing them. We are not allowing them more space to live in, and we are encroaching their space to create our livelihood. So rather than that, we can use the land's mass for creating greenery and helping other species to thrive. We can go on to the sea, the oceans, and create our kind of uh, our kind of cultural farming. Can we do it? So slowly, if we can start working from the seashore and create like port area where the waves are not so severe, it won't have to be an open sea. And slowly we push the waves to more and more towards the deep sea and the shallow water around the seashore. We can we can make uh, lots of farming area so that we can use the space here. Why to accept that this is the land mass only where we can cultivate? So let us overthrow that limiting belief and create new thing. And I want, and I have this dream also wherein it will be just one tree which will take care of the entire family's food for 1 year. Can we do that as well? The third thing is to have a community building wherein the building itself will have the farming area, at least the kitchen garden. So it will create daily vegetable needs of families living in. So these are the uh, three dream projects that I have. Turning the sea into farming, culture farming, turning the communities into the buildings into farm, and having one tree taking care of the kitchen needs or the food needs of an entire family. Can we do this? If we can do this, then not many people will be required, more jobs. Jobs will be reduced, you know. So can we do this? So this is my desire and this is the dream project that I have. So my mission is to have global calming, cooling and greening. This is congruent to that kind of dream. So this is the dream I am giving out to the universe to bring in that multi-billion dollar resource for me to start working immediately. So coming back to the car, because car do not fancy me, let us take the car example. Even while at a traffic light in your clunker, you can visualize how it will feel to hear the purr of a smooth motor, the comfort of the leather seats, the balanced music from 4 stereo speakers, and the security of knowing that the new car is in top condition. So many of the scientists and mentors, they are living in sea. So why not also create farms in those sea homes? Each time you complete a visualization moment, no matter how brief, say thank you to the universe for the new car that you are about to receive. Visualization works as well for the action as for mixing. Thank you, universe, for bringing in this dream, this visualization into my mind today, so that I know what will be that $1 billion enterprise, $1 billion resource will be used for. So this will be resourceful influencing. And with that resource, I can influence a lot of the things that is going on in the planet. So it will be the corruption will be taken care of. People will be given freedom from toxic environment, and the whole planet as it is will become greener, calmer, and cool. As if you desire to be a positive person and release negativity, then begin and end each day with a visualization of yourself acting as a positive person acts. Hear what you say. Connect to the way you feel when making positive expression and handling difficult situations without overreacting or getting frustrated. Each time you replay your visualization, give more attention or to details or add more information. With practice, you will feel as if you are in a surround sound movie theater watching a wonderful life unfold with you as the star. Can you do this? You are the star. You have to actively pursue the LOA. From Byron's bestseller, The Secret, to classic like The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, there are plenty of great books about the law of attraction. You can even find stories of people who put these principles to work in their lives with amazing results. If all you do is read about it, you will never know what a difference the law of attraction can make for you. Without a doubt, the stories about how the law of attraction turn about situations that seemed impossible are inspiring to read. If you are new to this age old concept, you definitely want to read about how to use the power of this force to tap into the abundance of the universe. You can also find daily calendars or journals with a new law of attraction thought to keep you connected and motivated. Regular reading of the concepts definitely reinforce the ideas in your mind. The more you read, the more you realize that the law of attraction is about action, not theory. It is designed to be part of your life, not catching dust on your bookshelf. Attraction is to bring something toward you, that is movement. You can only bring your desires toward you when you are willing to actively pursue them. The universe is polite and responds when requested to respond. If you are waiting for good things to drop from the sky, then get comfortable because you will have a long wait. That is why so many people feel helpless to reach beyond their current situation. They don't reach, they sit around and complain. To reach for help from the universe is action oriented. If you are uncertain, then take it gradually. Start with one goal or dream and actively apply the law of attraction to it. Maybe the reason you are reading instead of doing is that you aren't sure it will work for you as well as it does for the other people. If that is the case, then you need to test it. The universe loves a challenge and will show the power to you if you are willing to receive. Even the process of receiving is an action. When someone brings a birthday gift to you, you have to extend your hand to receive the gift. Then you have to be willing to open the gift and use it. The law of attraction is the same way. The abundance of the universe will be there, whether or not you are willing to extend yourself to receive it. And you will never know what is there until you open the gift and begin to use what the law of attraction brings into your life. So promise yourself that you will test the law of attraction by actively following what you read and believing that it is available to you too. You will never know whether this is real or fantasy until you live in the reality of abundance. Then you can write your own story and share it with others. Real stories of law of attraction success. The law of attraction is a high sounding theory until you see how it works for real people. That is when you find these principles are more than just good reading. They are good for living an abundant life. If no wonder, it's no wonder that books telling stories of real people who experience the law of attraction are so popular. Without a doubt, the latest bestseller, The Secret, launched a new wave of interest in the law of attraction. Rhonda Byron's book is actually a compilation of the views of many believers over the centuries. Even Oprah Winfrey featured Rhonda and other contributors to the Secret movie onto her show to notify the masses about this concept. Oprah herself says she is always known but never named. If you want to know how this works for regular people, there are many great stories to read. The Chicken Soup Empire was built on the first book, which several publishers turned out, called The Chicken Soup for the Soul. This collection of short reflections shows how the law of attraction worked in the lives of ordinary people. Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansfield have expanded this instantly popular concept to specialized stories of chicken soup for teenagers, older adults, diabetics, pet lovers, and dozens of other titles. What is interesting about the wealth of different chicken soup titles is what they have in common. Each shows situations in which a person's need was filled almost miraculously. Another variation on this concept is Alison Watkins, God grants you turns more chicken soup style stories from a Christian worldview. These are stories of people whose situations were beyond their control and only changed by connection with God. In a law of attraction context, you could say that these people went from living under negativity into positivity. They chose to accept a handout of their circumstances, made a U-turn away from negativity and thrived in their newfound positive environment. Don't be mistaken and think that every law of attraction story is about winning the lottery or getting a new luxury car. That is not true. Yes, you can ask for what you need, believe it and receive it. You can also ask for many unseen needs, such as confidence, boldness, and willingness to move forward. There are requests that take a grieving widow with three young children and no job from bankruptcy to redefining her self image, seeking training, and securing a financial future for her children. A man gambles away his money, loses his family, and goes to jail for fraud. While he is there, he can see bars or staff outside his cell. When he is ready to grasp the law of attraction as a force for good, not something else he can scam, then he can move forward. No, the prison doors don't suddenly spring open. He serves his time while visualizing and reframing his future. Once he leaves prison, he leaves his old self behind and is ready to claim his positive self in a new life. Those are the kind of stories you will read in any collection of law of attraction experiences. Are you ready to rewrite your story? Will you allow the law of attraction to work in your life? You can make the turn away from negativity, lack, loss, and other deficits that hold you back from where you want to be. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by practicing the law of attraction. Rewrite your story and then share it with others. Remember, energy is an imaging force. You can't see electricity. But when you plug your toaster into the power outlet, it has the power to toast the bread. Positive energy is there for you to plug into by using the law of attraction. But nothing happens to bring change into your life until you plug in, just like an electrical plug. It has to make full contact with the power source to operate the appliance. A poor connection will not transmit the power. In applying the law of attraction, you have to plug in all the way. You don't try attraction. You apply attraction. That is the connection to what the universe has to offer. The final steps are so this is the book and this is what it takes. So you need to start applying all that you have learned and have a big dream and visualize it. While you are not able to take action steps, you can start visualizing, right? Make details of what has to be done. It will not appear in the beginning, and I'm pretty sure the miracles that will be brought will not always be uh, put into a framework. It happens suddenly. As I said, I strongly believe that I work 30%, the 70% is just miracle, illogical miracle. Those will come because I have asked for it. So this is all about the ultra abundance. Hope all of us with this will start practicing bit by bit, small by small action steps, and we will one day manifest the things that we really want. Thank you for watching.